what God spoke to me the most about was just how dependent on myself I am rather than on Him. And coming out here, He told me that there were things that He wanted me to die to in myself, that I was trying to sustain myself in. And it's funny because my personal challenge, I had to pray with all the girls, and they had to pray with me. And my meditation verse was Zechariah 4:6, which is not by power, but by my spirit, declares the Lord. And so He's really just trying to teach me that I need to depend on Him. I just wanted to share what God's kind of revealing to me since I've been here. And what I realized is that since I've been here, I've realized that my life is like a wall of pride. And I say pride because it's built of beliefs that I use to protect myself, because deep in my heart I consider that my life is more important than following God. And so anyway, these blocks, they're made of perishable things that are really ugly. And when I realized this, I wanted to tear the wall down, but God showed me that I can't tear the wall down by myself. It's Him that does it. It's Him and His power. And so He showed me that it's through His Word. And His Word, He says that His Word is like fire. And so He revealed to me that that's how He's going to change me and how He's going to tear down this wall. But not only that He wanted to tear down the wall, during my personal challenge, my verse was in Zechariah, and so I was studying this, and God was really showing me that He doesn't just want to tear down the wall, but He wants to build with these blocks, after they've been purified, build it into a temple where He can dwell. And so I just want to kind of share each of these, just kind of some verses that God gave me to kind of shape and change. And the first belief is fear. It kind of actually trickles into all of the other things, and everything else kind of comes from this. But just like all the worries and concerns that I have about life, and the verse that He gave me in the very beginning was Psalm 55:22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you, and He will not permit the righteous to be moved. And so He's slowly doing that in me. And then the belief that I have to be strong. And it's funny because where I come from, I'm always the strong one. And here, I've been sick a lot, and I hurt my knee, and Julianne was having to help me run, and God is really showing me, I don't want you to always be strong. He's like, I need you to be weak and humble. And so through all this, He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. And so He's using that. And then there's the approval of man. And I come from a family with two perfectionistic parents, and so I'm always trying to please man. And that's where my worth comes from. And God is putting that belief through the fire. But as we've been approved by God to be entrusted with the gospel, even so, we speak not as pleasing men, but God who touches our hearts. And Romans 5:8, but God demonstrates His own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And so it's not about pleasing man, it's simply about God's love and His unconditional love for me. And then the doing for Him. I'm an acts of service person, and I don't know, it's just, I always just do. And I've been in ministry for so long, and this has been my focus. And He's like, that's not what I'm asking for. It's good, but I want you to be as me. And so Luke 10:38. Now it happened as they went, they entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed Him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard His word. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her. And so God's using his word to tell me that I need to choose the good part. Oops. And then this belief that I have to be perfect. And I am not perfect, but I try to always meet those expectations. And I hold these really high standards for myself. And God has just been using his word. 1 John 1:8-9. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And this is probably one of the biggest ones for me, but I really just need to realize that it's not about being perfect, because I'm never going to be, and he's saying you're never going to be perfect. You're going to be cleansed, and you just need to focus on the fact that you're cleansed. And then self-reliance, and I depend on myself. I think that I have to build my temple because I'm a Christian, and I'm supposed to be able to do that. And I depend on myself instead of God, and it's crazy that my personal challenge verse, my meditation verse, was Zechariah 4:6, which says, "Not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, declares the Lord of hosts." And so he's showing me that I really, really need to base my life on prayer, and because prayer is a declaration of our dependence on God. And so he's showing me that I need to be dependent on him and not on myself. And lastly, when I came, I was just confronted with all of these things, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm like, need to figure out all of my sin, I need to figure out how I'm going to fix it all, and all these things. Again, back to the self-reliance thing. And he was just saying to me, I want you to just walk in my spirit. Just listen to my voice and obey. You don't have to figure it all out. Just when I speak to you and convict you, then just listen and just walk in my spirit. So Galatians 5:16-18. I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lusts of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to one another, so that you do not do the things that you wish. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. And so, you talk about my temple with just walking in the Spirit. And honestly, I would love to say that this is how I look now. I've been through Pottersville Ranch, and now I'm like this temple. That's not the case. If I'm really honest, I still look much more like this wall over here, but he is working it out, and it's through his Spirit, and I'm just going to keep walking in the Spirit and trust that this is what he's going to be making me into. So.